Welcome to part 3 of our video series introducing LeadControl24, our new lead management system for trade fairs and events. If you haven't seen part 2 yet, we recommend watching that first. In this part, we'll continue where we left off and dive deeper into form configurations. I'll now show you how to translate a form into another language. Here, we can copy a form into another language. In the language list, you'll see all languages that don't have a translation yet. Please note that this list is not final. We plan to add more languages in future versions. When I click the copy button, a new entry appears in our forms list. You can recognize that it's a language copy because only the original form has a check mark in the default column. In the language copy, we can only make translations. No structural changes. Let me show you an example. We'll start by opening the Pages section. As you can see, I've already translated the page titles, and there's a small note indicating that only translations are allowed in this version. Now let's go to the Interesse page and open the Produkt box. Here you can clearly see only the text fields are editable for translation. All other settings are locked to keep the structure consistent. The text is already translated, so let's take a quick look at the preview. This is the German translation of the Products box. That's it for forms. Now let's jump back to the Configurations menu. Back in the Configurations menu, let's take a quick look at the event staff and the sales team. The event staff are the people who will be on site at the trade fair. We use this list to keep track of who the communication partner was at the booth. Next is the sales team. Here, we list all the team members who are responsible for lead follow-up. We use this list to select the assigned salesperson for each lead. That person will also receive the lead email for further processing. Now let's jump back to the configurations. Let's take a look at the event mail options. In this configuration, you'll find two types of emails: the visitor mail and the lead mail. Sending emails to the visitor is completely optional. However, we recommend sending the visitor email to remind them of their visit at your booth and to leave a positive impression. Sending the lead email to the sales team is also optional. You might skip it, for example, if you plan to use the data export to import leads into your CRM system for further processing. But in most cases, the lead email is a quick and easy way to keep lead follow-up organized and efficient. Let's start by taking a closer look at the visitor email. For emails, LeadControl24 uses the same concept as with forms: a default language and optional translations. The default language will be used if there's no matching translation available. So it's a good idea to set English as the default email language. Now let's take a look at the visitor mail configuration. The visitor email will of course be sent to the visitor's email address. But you can also add CC or BCC recipients, such as a salesperson or event staff. You can customize the friendly sender name to match your company, but the email itself will always be sent from the address. No apply LeadControl24.com. In this first version, the email is a simple text message, which you can fully adapt to your needs. In future versions, we plan to add more features, like including the event staff the visitor spoke to, or adding links to additional info the visitor requested in the questionnaire. Now let's go back and take a closer look at the lead mail as well. The lead mail also follows the concept of a default language and optional translations. But in most cases, one language, usually English, is enough, since this is an internal email. Let's take a look at the lead mail configuration. For the recipient, it's most common to use the responsible salesperson, but some teams might prefer to send it to the event staff who did the interview, or even to a fixed email address, for example, one that's processed by the sales team. CC, BCC, and the friendly sender name are also available here. The email text is simple again, but there's one key difference. At the end of the email, the system will automatically include a link to the lead PDF. This gives the recipient all available information to follow up quickly and efficiently. Now let's go back to the last step of our configuration process. In the event mappings, you bring everything together. This is the final step before you can activate and use an event. Let's take a look. An entry here is automatically created when you set up a new event. Whether you're using custom forms and email options for this specific event, or you're working with predefined templates that you use regularly, this is where you map it all together. In our example, we've mapped the event to the form Trade Fairs 2025. We've chosen not to send a visitor email, and we've mapped the lead email to Lead Bike 2025. Let me show you how this mapping looks in the mockup. Here you can choose from all configured forms, visitor emails and lead emails. It's a flexible setup. You can go with event-specific configurations or reuse common ones. Since this was the final step, let's go ahead and activate the event. Activating an event will lock all configurations, so they remain safe and unchanged during the event. In the next video, I'll show you how to test and adjust an active event configuration if needed. Thanks for watching, and see you in part 4.